Check, check, check. Are we up? Yeah, we up.
He's a shield upon my right and my left hand.
Check, check, check. 1, 2.
So whom shall I be afraid?
Check 1, 2. Check, check, check. Ah, crap. Check, check, check. 1, 2. What is this?
On Periscope and live stream on your Facebook. Coming at you now.
Okay. All right, one more thing to do here. Okay. Okay, cool, cool. Hang on, hang on, hang on, hang on. Man, this has just been like a strange, crazy morning. I'm serious. Okay, come on here. I know my data stream is like cut the crap. Thank you, Boost Mobile.
Simon says, get the fuck up. Throw your hands in the sky. Losers in the back sipping yak, y'all, what's up? Girls, what on your titties? Yeah, fuck it, I said it, what on your titties? New York City, pretty committee, shitty in the midst of the
calm. Okay, call this one Peaches and Cream. How about that?
Yo, shut the fuck
now,
up.
Many of y'all wonder why I name these shows like, you know, out of food on Facebook. It's because it's a life situation. It's a life-threatening situation. Okay, so here we go. One more time. Okay, let's see how this works. Because I had to kill that last one, dude. I had to kill that last one. That last one was not set with me at all. Alright, here we go. Here we go. We got it. We did it. We did it. We good here. Okay, cool. Alright, alright. Good morning and welcome to the Ktng Morning Show. As always, I like to start the show off with brother prayers here. We'll cast it on YouTube, Facebook, and every other SEO platform we can get our hands on. This show is started late because we had technical problems for you, so I do apologize for that. So let's get on with our show with our prayers in the morning, because I had an earlier rant and so forth. I had to kill that. That was not happening. But I want to thank God for my first breath of the day. My talent and creativity skills within me to find opportunities to succeed with them as those that are given to me by Him alone. Okay? So I trust in God only. Also, Facebook is running, trying to reconnect here. Do some store on YouTube. And also, help those that can't help themselves, and to be sparing of my enemies, the passion toward my enemies, to the point of annoyance. And that annoyance was pushed this morning from up here. And so now, I'm through explaining anything or anything of that nature, but I do want to thank God for my rest at night so I can get up and be a better person the next day. That's why I try to strive for each and every day. The simple reason because there are idiots. Okay? I trust my enemies more than the people around me. Okay? Because I know what they're going to do. The people around me and so forth are always constantly jabbing me and so forth because of the petulance. Right? Stop it. Stop it. Right? It's not going to get you any ground. Right? This is the forum in which we talk about here on the show on how to alleviate and bring solutions to problems. So, as I like to say, welcome and good morning to the Ktng Morning Show! Like that. Okay, so I know intermittently Facebook is going to go in and out and so forth because I'm only past my data, but at least I'm on YouTube and I'm on the air, so you guys can actually hear what the heck I'm saying. Right? So check this out. Check this out. Hopefully we got some articles and everything. I do want to start with the freshest article of all, and that is. You know, a well-rounded deserved round of applause here for probably the sharpest comic on the block right about now. Sections out of what? Stupidity. Okay? There's no such thing as common sense. There's no such thing as intellect. There's all stupidity. Therefore, he says, my children, especially my 11-year-old son Baron, is having a hard time with this sick. You know something? Baron, grow up, kiddo. This is the world that we live in. This is the world where we have freedom freedom of speech. This is the world where we tell your commander-in-chief to take a big one. If not, turn the radio dial up and so forth so you can see exactly what I'm checking. Okay? So, Griffin help with seeing this video Steve coverage. Let's apologize saying the video briefly. Too disturbing. It wasn't funny enough for me. I mean, come on, you should have had a whole body cast of raw hamburger meat with blood maggots hanging out of it and so forth, and pulling it from out of it. And wrote USA on top of that body to let them know that, yeah, we're all in a big pile of goop. Right? Yeah, she went too far. I say she didn't go too far enough, and she should never apologize. That's my opinion. Okay? How many people online call for her to be in jail? You know something? Please, I will be the first person in line to say free Kathy Griffin, free Kathy Griffin, free Kathy Griffin, just like that. I would be out there every single day, broadcast. Okay? The first video showed a straight-faced Griffin slowly lifting the bloody head. She originally described the project with photographer Tyler Shields as an quote-unquote artsy-fartsy statement mocking the commander-in-chief. You know something? We mock everything. If you have not seen the toilet of George Bush Jr. made, and people are usually, you know, and guys are basically just pissing in his face and whatnot, by all means, you have not lived in an American society where we take political pundits like that and we skewer the crap out of them. I mean, come on, what is he going to do? Is he going to get on everybody on Saturday Night Live for making fun of his administration? His administration is a joke right now. Everybody's being hauled off the court. There's all this Russian stuff that's happening here and there, and can't nobody get a beat on this cat because he's moving. It's hard to hit a moving target. No. Wait till he sits his fat behind down. Okay? Wait till he sits his fat behind down, and I tell you right then and there and so forth. For a lot of people, that's basically all they do. They like to sit on their asses all day. Okay? But you know something? Be all the time in varying degrees. Okay? And I'm thinking, like, is one bigger and the other one smaller? Or is one flat and one just like sagging all over the place? I mean, gravity does have a fact on it. Okay? It does. Okay? But dead butt syndrome develops when the gluteus medius, one of the three main muscles in the booty, stops firing correctly. And if your booty stops firing correctly, guess what? You got no butt. Alright? That can happen if you spend too much time parked in chairs, sitting on the bed, sitting on the floor, you know, not actually just moving enough. Okay? Body in motion stays in motion. Body at rest tends to lay in rest. And you get bed sores. Okay? That can happen if you spend too much time parked in a chair. Okay? Explains Kristen Schoiten, a physical therapist at Michigan Medicine, but it can also occur in very active individuals. Just don't engage in glute muscles enough. Okay? You have to stretch it out, baby. You have to stretch that booty. Since the gluteus medius normally helps stabilize your pelvis, gluteal amnesia can lead to lower back pain and hip pains, in which women complain about a lot. So what do you mean? So what does that mean? Yeah. There's a lot of you out there that got lazy. It doesn't happen until a minute until we get home and we try to sit in our chairs and relax for about 5 minutes without being nagged. Okay? So, as well as the knee and ankle issues, the body tries to compensate for the imbalance, which means the swelling of feet. Okay? Not because of what you eat or anything like that or any of that nature. I'm reading the entire article here. Dead butt syndrome has to do with reciprocal inhibition, the process that describes the give and take relationship between muscles on either side of a joint. In general, when one muscle contracts, a nerve signal is sent to the opposing muscle to relax. When you spend hours on end in a seated position, your hip flexors are contracting while your glutes rest. Over time, we're basically training your glutes to be weak. And a weak ass is a weak ass. I don't care how much breadth of knowledge you got, you're a weak ass. Alright? Same type of muscle imbalance can happen in highly active people who have very strong quads or hamstrings. And Moms has seen marathon runners develop dead butt syndrome. And that means that you can like walk and stop walking and everything, and all of a sudden your butt just start like, you just like start moving like Igor. Just that sort of thing. Caramba. Okay. The one thing you can do to alleviate that is take frequent breaks from your chair throughout the day. Get up and walk around and do some stretches at your desk. Okay? Setting hourly reminders on your phone to prompt you to squeeze your butt muscles at regular intervals. Squeeze your butt muscles regularly. Okay? And unfortunately, there are women in relationships who don't even want that to happen. They say, stop it, you're being too fresh. Stop. No, I'm just helping you from having dead butt syndrome. Look it up. Right? But when you work out, don't forget to target that booty. Along with squats and bridges, lying down, leg lifts are good moves to add to your routine. Start with your left side and your right leg lifted and your big toe pointed toward the floor as you lift. This angle isolates the gluteus medius and minimus muscles the most. Dealing within 10 to 15 reps. Add a band or ankle weight for extra resistance. All the above. The best way to avoid gluteal amnesia is to mix up your daily routine. Sit in an exercise ball for part of the day. Spend some time standing up, working at a high countertop. Whatever you do, just don't allow your body to get into a repetitive cycle of sitting on your ass doing nothing. God. There's a reason why. I'm like, there should be no reason a woman over 50 should have a flat butt unless she sits on her ass all damn day. There should be no reason why a guy should have a flat ass, okay? New York City law gives fast food workers scheduling rights. What does that mean if you're making $15 an hour, people? We encourage you of scheduling, okay? Dang, roaches, man, I swear to God, I am just being plagued by roaches at home and roaches here, okay? But roaches in China are a delicacy for herbal medicine. It's a big business, really, it really is. So with several states and municipalities having increased their minimum wage as high as $15 an hour in recent years, scheduling is often unstable in the fast food sector and has become a new frontier for unions and advocates for low-wage workers. Supporters of the legislation, which include the Service Employees International Union and several other unions, Service Employees International Union. That's something that you guys should look up if you're working in the fast food industry, to know your rights, know what the union stands for, and how you can be protected with your shop steward there to help make sure that you are being treated equally, as fair as possible. All right, customer service is the thing, people. But when you're in the jobs like this and everything, it can be stressful. You can wind up having all kinds of conflicts, like childcare needs, and hospital days off, and that sort of thing. They're going to start moving fast food into a corporate hiring structure to where you have to come in on the days that you're working. Plus, if you're looking to work overtime, you're going to have to sign some sort of waiver to get that overtime. So similar scheduling measures at fast food, retail, and other workers have been introduced in several states and are pending in Connecticut, Minnesota, North Carolina, New Jersey, New York, Oregon, and Texas, according to the National Conference of State Legislatures. The New York package takes effect in 6 months, but also ban unpaid on-call scheduling of retail employees and would enable fast food workers to contribute voluntarily to work advocacy groups or other non-profit groups, but not unions, through payroll deduction. Well, 3 out of 4 isn't bad, but it is a marked improvement. How old can you be before your service stops and you're 60 years old and you're working a French fry machine just to make ends meet? Wow. Nobody said anything about what's going on our fair city of Compton. As we all know, this is where we broadcast from. But participation from you. So therefore, we're fundraising. We're fundraising on Facebook. 5, 10, 15, 20, whatever you got, will help. We're trying to reach a goal of $200 within the next couple of weeks. If you can do so, that would take care of a lot of repairs that I need to have done here. One most important, it also pays for supplies and for the advocacy of the broadcast journalism and media arts apprenticeship program that I have here. Okay, this can be done across the country and show people how apprenticeship and so forth, how not only to teach underserved kids how to stand up and have confidence in the way they speak, help veterans, and unemployed people alike. But it's all about producing your shows. It's all about how you write. It's all about how you read as well, how you present yourself. This is what this program does. And also, it allows you to come up with now, get this. If you can actually do that, and you want to be a part of the apprenticeship program, come on through. Come on through. I'll set aside some time so you can actually teach how to do this and be a presenter and a writer and a producer. Make something out of your life and stop trying to be a follower. Be a leader, not a follower. Followers follow all the ways like lemmings, okay? Right off a cliff, okay? I'm sorry, but no, not on my other phone either. Okay, so therefore, we're fundraising on, Facebook. Drop us a dime if you can and so forth. We're trying to reach a goal of 200. That's all we're asking for. And most importantly, we want to make sure that people do get a chance to, go on the website or go on Facebook and, pick up some items like a t-shirt, mugs like this one right here, this one right here. See that? Oh, come on, Facebook, work with me. There you go, right there. Facebook, hit the mug, babies. Hit the mug, okay? Now, the only reason why I'm pitching this and so forth because we do need the money, for real. Okay? Now, because I sit in the Chamber's office, the Chamber is expecting me to do both. I can't do both. Sorry. I have a specific need. I can't run and live on soup, noodles, and burritos. Okay? Sorry. I'm losing weight here, people. See this? Flacco! I'm losing weight here. Help me gain weight. Alright? I need to be bigger. Okay? And I'm not eating stuff right, man. I'm not going to sit here and debase myself in humility to eat garbage. Alright? No. Papa needs to be fat, okay? And you can't get fat sitting up here working on, string beans, hopes and prayers and kisses. Alright? Either I get fat one way or I get fat the other way. Believe me, I will take care of myself in a much cruder way than most people will regret that I've never done. Because I have no regrets. I love life. Anyway, let's get around here, see what's happening down south. Okay, and something about having the wrong mindset and the right mindset is pretty much this next article that I have to get off my chest and so forth because there's something wrong. There's something wrong here about having a Republican in the office in the White House who essentially says that the lethargy that exists in the ghettos and every place else is due to the fact that most people don't want to do the work. Okay? Well, in many cases and whatnot, you know something? Unfortunately, that's true. Okay? Because I see it all the time. Yeah, I see it all the time. I really do. I see it all the time. And here's the sad part about it, is that it exists. It still exists. Okay? It still exists. And it's kind of sad though, man. It's like, if you're an intelligent person, if you made your money, and you try to go back into the ghetto to bring some people up, why are those people so agnostic in you trying to help them? I'll tell you why. Because they feel uncomfortable of being taken out of their zone, out of their comfort zone. They don't want to leave out of their comfort zone. Okay? They done got comfortable. I'm comfortable here. I'm comfortable. You know something? In sales, you either, in sales, either learn that everything starts with sell at the beginning of the day, and at the end of the day, it's always a sell. Right? In sales, when it comes to that, if you don't have a thick enough skin to progress yourself into the next phase of your existence or whatever it is that you're doing, you are never going to amount to a crap, and you're not going to be worth anything to anybody. Okay? So, in that case, the question remains: does wrong mindset cause poverty, or vice versa, or does poverty cause the wrong mindset? So let's see what the answer is. In the New York Times, Emily Badger, Ben Carson has proposed, in effect, a human experiment. Consider someone with the right mindset, quote unquote, take away everything he owns, drop him in the street, and he will soon lift himself out of poverty. Okay? And you take somebody with the wrong mindset. Mr. Carson, head of the Department of Housing and Urban Development, continued last week at a Sirius XM radio interview with his longtime friend Armstrong Williams. You can give them everything in the world, they'll work their way back down to the bottom. I sat here, and in the building I live in, I sat there and I watched people come into money and crap it right out the window, and they're still in the same spot. Okay? They're still in the same spot. That to me is like pathetic. Okay? That's pathetic. Okay? Poverty, Mr. Carson is saying, is in part a state of mind. But while the idea holds true, researchers who study poverty say, Mr. Carson, has greatly confused cause and effect. You think? Okay. Poverty is in some ways a state of mind, their studies show, and it can cause people to think less clearly, to sleep less well, to contend with distraction, and to internalize the shame. But it's the experience of deprivation that leads to the mindset, researchers say. It's not the mindset that leads people into poverty, or that explains why many never escape it. Quote, there's definitely evidence that poverty, particularly childhood poverty, does affect things like persistence, your executive functioning, your ability to control attention to and inhibit emotions. Gary Evans, a professor of human ecology at Cornell, is correct in identifying that there's a link, but I think he's got the relationship backwards. Why not? It's the reason why we didn't vote for his dumb ass. Okay? The best evidence for Mr. Carson's argument comes from his own life. He grew up poor in Detroit, went on to become a renowned neurosurgeon, a trajectory he attributes to his childhood outlook. I had to will myself to see the opportunities that existed on the horizon. He explained in a note he mailed to HUD staff today, following up on his public comments last week. It is written, and it is said, in order to win the battle, he who has the greatest will win the war. His mother, too, had a right mindset. She willed me to find a way out. Not many of us have mothers of that particular stature. Many of us were left, okay, orphans in many cases, and forgotten or thrown away. Okay? But Mr. Carson and his mother have hardly been the only people who have lived a form of this hypothetical experiment. The experiment has been done many times at Elford Sharif, Princeton behavioral scientist, and if he knew some of that data, he would know that it's wrong. It's just wrong. Some of Mr. Sharif's work, described with a Harvard economist, Sindel Mullalathan, in the book Scarcity, suggests that poverty consumes much of the cognitive bandwidth we need to be successful at other life tasks. In experiments, they've shown that people who are asked to think about financial problems or who experience financial strain perform worse on spatial and reasoning tasks. Poverty, they argue, exacts a mental tax akin to lowering a person's IQ. So, yeah, okay, if I could basically breathe that in to the knuckleheads that live around me, by all means, maybe they will raise their conscious level and move on. Poverty is all in the state of mind because of your circumstances. If you live and you strive and thrive in poverty, you can thrive any place else. Okay, that I can get. But it takes a certain amount of willpower to get from point A to point B. Okay, and those mental costs have a way of reinforcing poverty. If you worry about eviction, if you forget a doctor's appointment, if you preoccupied on how you get your bills paid, you may be worse at making other decisions. That is very different thing, however, from saying that people who don't have the right attitude remain poor. You know something? I see that all day. Okay? What Ben Carson needs to do is spend about a month in my building. Okay? And he can see that. And he will probably sit there and say, okay, contrary to popular belief, these people have a poor mindset because they love what they do. Mr. Evans' works suggest the kind of chronic stress experienced by men and children growing up in poverty may damage the part of the brain where researchers believe functions like working memory reside. You think? Of course. Why do you think there's so many cases, and I mean so many cases, of dementia? Other related research disputes the idea that public assistance undermines the attributes like motivation. Another common argument of welfare critics like Paul Ryan and Mr. Carson. He has also said that public housing shouldn't be too comfortable lest it induce long-term dependency. Studies on the poor have consistently shown that income much more strongly predicts life outcomes like educational attainment than time spent on welfare does. And yet, another strand of evidence says that the context of where people live well beyond stressful environments in their homes or neighborhoods shapes their chances of escaping poverty. One large recent study led by the Stanford economist Raj Chetty showed that poor children face very different odds of scaling the income ladder, of achieving the Ben Carson story, depending on where they grow up. Poor children in Montgomery, Alabama, for example, are less likely than poor children in San Francisco to reach the middle and upper class as adults. Looking at the interactive upshot map done in conjunction with Mr. Chetty, it's hard to argue that the right mindset is what really matters. It just so happens that everybody born in Montgomery has the wrong attitude. Mr. Chetty said, that's just absurd. Similar logic applies internationally. A son's adult income is more closely correlated with his father's in the United States than in other comparable countries. What does that tell you? What it says is if you're born poor in the United States, your odds are the lowest of any Western economically developed country. That just so flies in the face of our American cultural beliefs. Make America great, huh? Wow. That's a brilliant deductive move right there. It really is. The statistics defy the ideal that anyone who's simply willing to try hard enough can escape poverty in America. But it also points to attention to Carson's ideology. Why is there so much poverty here than in other wealthy countries? Are Americans more likely to have the wrong mindset? If the United States exceptionalism derives from particular strengths of the American character, can it also be true that the vast share of Americans, more than 40 million, lived under the poverty line last year, lacked the will to lift themselves up? Yeah. I'm living proof, people. I'm living proof. I've been living in poverty for the generous portions of my life. Born poor, didn't have none. But I refuse to give into it. Okay? My mindset, my will, are the scariest things around poor people. Because one, I don't believe in the poverty. Okay? I know it's there. I see it. It exists. But I refuse to live it. Okay? What's the most hypocritical thing you ever heard? Just because you live in poverty don't mean you have to eat poor. Guess again. Alright? The foods that come into the impoverished neighborhoods are third best at the race. Now say Ralph's used to have food that would help, okay, help, cranial development. Okay? Then you also have your environment outside because you have a bunch of knuckle-dragging apes who don't know anything better than to sit in front of a liquor store all damn day, all damn night. Hang out in front of somebody's store and act like you're doing something. You know something? When we was running Poisonous Records, I shooed that crap away from the front of the store because one thing, this is not your place to hang out, homeboy, homegirl. Get it right. If anything, Mr. Shree says a mental toll of poverty can be worse in America than any other wealthy country precisely because the views endorsed by leaders like Mr. Carson, that's part of the mindset. We are poor here, and I'm not just poor, I also failed somehow.
Oh, snap. Y'all waiting for the wake-up show? Y'all waiting
We're
for
at the halfway point,
Y'all waiting
people.
for the wake-up
We're
show?
at the
Y'all waiting for the
halfway
wake-up
point.
show?
And don't worry.
KTNG Morning Show.
This is the KTNG Morning Show.
Live stream on your
We're
Facebook.
doing a later
Coming
edition
at
here
you
because
now.
for one thing, we have had issues, technical issues that just went beyond, anything else. So, to let you guys know that we're here live in Compton. That's right. And I have sponsorship, partial sponsorship from the Latino Chamber of Commerce in Compton. The one with all the history, not the mystery behind a bowling ball with two pink blades that goes by the name of Chateau Moro. Alrighty, that's right.
Get on now, it's coming.
I tell you, it's a beautiful day here in Compton. And I love what I do, and I love who I am, and I love how I am. Alright? And I'm not going to change for anybody. Alright? To accept me for what I am, or accept me for what I do, accept me for who I be. And I accept you out of respect for what you are and who you are, because you're a diverse audience. And not only put up with my craziness every morning, but at least you put up with me on a day-to-day basis. Not too many people can hang with that. Alright? Sure. I'm diagnosed as a schizophrenic. Alright? Somebody has multiple personalities disorder. That's what it is.
Which is why I can do so many voices. Ain't that right, Mr. Stockley?
Anyway, Anyway, I enjoy what I do because this is something I was prescribed to do since I was a kid. You know, broadcast news, but I'm gonna do it my way. Put some opinion. And what better opinion could there be than the fact that, oh my God, guess what? There's a runoff election happening in Compton. And it's for the mayor, for the complete control of the smallest city in Los Angeles County. Okay? The one with 335 different churches. All of them non-profit, all of them for the business sakes. You know what's so funny about this is that you'll notice that there are more African American churches out here than there are Latino. Okay, but there's more Latino businesses out here than there are African American. And the sad part about it is the Latino business owners, they go through so much grip and growth and crap to get their businesses established in this city. Especially when you have a nepotistic group of idiots running the district, okay? And not only that, but City Hall is probably the most bootleggedest place I ever seen in my life. Come on, you go in there, you already have a business license, right? They want to keep you having to buy a business license every single year. No, I pay for it once, that's it. I'm not paying year after year after year to renew a business license. That's just robbing people, okay? Your water bills are high, your property taxes are high. I mean, good grief. Most of you people who have houses here should be living in Beverly Hills. To be honest, think about it, people. The amount of money that you basically pay for your house and your rent and everything else and so forth, you could be living in Beverly Hills, Larchmont Boulevard. You could be living in some of the more richier places in Hollywood. Okay? That sort of thing. But guess what? Y'all try to choose to sit down here and let the old folks run your lives. Okay? The senior citizens down here are basically a bunch of goofballs. They got nothing better to do. Lynn Boone, you know full well that yes, you are a goofball. Okay? Busman Guillory, you are a goofball. Horrible goofball. Okay? Come and kill the Ktng Chamber of Commerce and so forth. I'm your friend, and then get down to City Hall the other night. If I had a brick, I'd help build that wall myself. Hypocritical condescender.
Ain't that a killer?
I tell you.
She likes your love.
Just because you see me sitting here, y'all gonna sit up and paint the kettle black. Get out of here with that. All right. I can tell you right now, most of the black population has no need for the Ktng Chamber of Commerce whatsoever. Because one, they stand up to the truth of what is going on in Compton. They stand up to the lies that keep coming out of everybody's mouth. Okay? You know something? I've taught these guys one thing and one thing only. You know something? You don't like what we do? Fine. Find something else to do. We got better things to do than to worry and to think about and to hem and haw over your petty little garbage. Alright? So therefore, let the lawyers handle it. That's right, babies. I just want my 10%. And now, around the world, people, let's go around the world real quick. Okay? And as you know, Cheeseburger basically made frenemies out of everybody that he's ran into. Why? Because I keep telling you guys, it's a loudmouth New Yorker. Okay? Crap load of money. Millionaire. He does. Right? So, if he's going to Germany, I mean, the Russian probe thing is starting to get a little bit too close, man. People are starting to fall off like flies. Southbound people, nearly 3,000 arrests in Venezuela. Arrest. NGO. AFP about 16 to 18 hours ago. Venezuelan police have arrested nearly 3,000 people in 2 months. Since a wave of anti-government protests erupted, a judicial campaign group said on Tuesday. Now, people got to realize that South America has a very rich deposit of oil. And as long as these public unrests are going, we have to think about how they started. Now, the United States itself is probably going to be the blame of it. Because, if I remember, Hugo Chavez told the United States to kiss his ass if you think you will come down here and get our oil. What do you think the United States did? The same thing they did with the Shah of Iran. Let's send some agitators down there to start a coup. So now that they have a patsy sitting in the office right about now, guess what's going to happen to him? Okay? Now that their economy is down, they're in double-digit inflation, food is scarce, supplies and everything else is looking like crap. Thanks to the United States, President Nicolas Madur's opponents accuse him of representing or repressing protesters who are calling for elections to remove him from office. He accuses them of plotting a coup against him. What do I say about that magic word, coup?
Take me back, baby.
Your opinion, the Criminal Justice Forum has counted 2,977 people arrested during the deadliest unrest of whom 1,351 are still in detention. Director Alfredo Romero told a news conference. Of those, 197 have been jailed after being sentenced by military courts, said a lawyer working for the group, Alonso Medina. Quote, this is a situation that occurs under a dictatorial regime, Medina says. Prosecutors say 60 people have been killed in violence linked to the protests since they broke out on the 1st of April. April Fool's Day! Okay, people. Alright. Let me break something down to you. The United States is very symbolic on its holidays. It's very symbolic on the days that it starts whatever it initiates. Okay? Take for example, Cheeseburger does his swearing in. El Chapo is in Brooklyn. A coup and violence breaks out on April 1st. Okay? What is our involvement? Maybe the CIA does know something that we don't. But then again, there is an external investigation from a few upper echelon Republicans that are trying to oust and set your Cheeseburger, your dilapidated imperial leader, commander-in-chief Cheeseburger, up for failure. And he's coming. If he is not impeached after the 1st of this year, you're stuck with him for 8. Okay? And as long as he's in there, human rights violations will continue. Animal rights violations will continue. Businesses will continue, small business will continue to suffer. And your corporate bandwagon and big wheels and so forth are going to be richer than ever, and they're going to surpass the Rockefellers. Okay? Riot police have fired tear gas, water cannons, and rubber bullets. Protesters have hurled Molotov cocktails and rocks. I don't know. Water cannons, tear gas, rubber bullets versus Molotov cocktails and rocks. Now that's interesting. Venezuelan governments and oppositions accused each other of sending armed groups to sow violence in the demonstration.
Yes, just come on, brother.
Okay.
If you want to hear a story about
the CIA is practically known for this tactic, which was founded by Theodore Roosevelt's great-grandson, who was in the CIA during the Shah of Iran. And therefore, they hire groups of people as agitators to infiltrate another group to cause dissension in the ranks to start a big riot against the original group that they were coming from. So it looks like there's two groups against each other, for and against. And once they get rid of get rid of those that are against, they become the against. They go in and they morph inside of that group, and then they bring that up and throw that person who is in the government out, so they can put what is known as a puppet dictator.
Now look here, Lord, if you don't help me.
So far, it has worked in Arabia so well. It's worked in Iran so well. It's worked in Afghanistan so well. It's worked in Lebanon so well. It's worked in every northern African place of agency. Okay? Oh, don't forget that we still do this in Cuba, Puerto Rico, and as well as Haiti. Yeah. And now we got South America, and we're trying to wrestle that, out of, the political hands of those who want to sell South America out of its oil rights to the United States, the biggest consumer.
Around about 3 o'clock, the old
Venezuela's government and opposition accuse each other of sending armed groups to sow violence into demonstrations. The opposition blames Maduro for the economic crisis that has caused shortages in food and basic supplies, while the socialist president says the crisis is a U.S.-backed conspiracy. Wow. Let's see. I guess in many cases, what's going to happen is civil war is going to wind up happening, and then of course the army is going to request, they're going to request NATO to come through there, and then after that, that's right, Cheeseburger said Germany's not paying their fair share of NATO, so that they might say it's very bad for the U.S. You guys got to realize that Cheeseburger is only going to be a pawn when this whole thing goes down. Okay, when this whole thing goes down, we will have another proxy war going within less than 10 years. Watch, see what happens. This is your news report for the world. And let's see, 3 Mile Island nuclear plant to close. Yay! So that way, at least you don't have to walk around glowing in the dark. Anyway, let's go on here to some announcements that we are, going to get out there to everybody. And I want you guys to show up at some of these places. There is hold up, I think I have that here. There is, and I want to read this here for everybody in the ground zero, sector of. What the heck happened here? What's going on? Oh crap! What's going on? Oh man! Don't tell me. Yep. Okay. We got some weird things happening here, people. Please bear with us. As needless to say, my computer is down, doing some dumb things. Okay, well, whatever. Oh my goodness. Ooh. There we go. Oh, there we go. Okay. All right. Now let's find out what this thing is. Okay, real quick. Sorry. Let's see. Downtown community plan. Yeah, baby. It's gonna be there for the final planning commission tonight. You must RSVP, or you can show up today at the Goodwill Northeast Workforce Center, which is located at 342 North San Fernando Road, Los Angeles, California 90031. They are going to have what is known as the State of California Veterans Home at Calvet hiring event, and they're looking for registered nurses, certified assistants, licensed vocational nurses, custodians, office assistants, food and nutrition services. Call Alex Pierre at 323-223-1211, extension 2536. Again, it's 323-223-1211, extension 2536. Okay. Make sure you have your resume, right to work documents, pertinent certifications and licenses, DD-214, and driver's license for all you vets that are looking for a job. This is going on today from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. So get your butts out there and make our country proud again. Alrighty. And also, there's a town hall meeting on the 1st, which is tomorrow. Okay. The South Coast Air Quality Management District will be hosting a town hall meeting to provide information on special air monitoring efforts in the Compton area, which is going to cost you $7,000 a day, coming out of the taxpayers' asses once again. Okay. It's going to be at the Dollar High Community Center, 301 North Tamarind Avenue, Compton, California, 90222. Spanish translation will be provided, but most importantly, if you need to get a hold of the public advisor, you can call them at 909-396-2432. Again, it's 909-396-2432, or email at publicadvisor@aqmd.gov. Should be able to get some answers on this. Basically, the units are there for sniffing biocarbons and emissions that come from, like, say, for the latter part, methane. But then too, there's a lot of cancer-causing agents in the ground that were chemically induced, where schools, children are playing in the yards. These parks, you don't know what you're getting your grass, or getting why people are coming up with cancer. But yet they don't want, marijuana shops here to alleviate the nausea. Okay. You want to have parks, you want to have schools, but they're built over toxic waste dumps that are seeping through the ground and poisoning your kids, your dogs, the animals, and you. Yet, now that you have this causing cancer agent in you don't want marijuana shops here to ease the pain of leukemia, to ease the nausea of getting radiation treatment. You see how that works, people? You guys are cutting your freaking hands off before you even get to the table to eat. Dumb! And I mean with a big D. Annual Back to School's backpack and school supply giveaways. This is on August 12th, many months from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. So I figured, early preventative. This is a good thing. At the Tobin Neighborhood Center, 131 North Grand Avenue, San Pedro, California 90731. Families, children, adults, and young adults, youth, please register and call 310-832-1145, extension 106. Again, it's 310-832-1145, extension 106. Join them for the fun event to help children of all ages prepare for back to school. Right? This is like right after graduation. I gotta go back to school again. Well, summer school was never a bad thing. I mean, you skipped a couple of classes and everything, and you had a shorter, class schedule when you finally became a senior. I mean, I only had 3 classes to go up, but I hang out all day, selling weed. It was nothing else better to do. Besides, why would I be at school for half a day, and then the other half of the day, what am I supposed to do? Go to work? Oh, it's a mess. It is a total mess. Okay? All right, crazy Wu-Tang, brother. 1,000 prayers on this. Darren Malone, hope you guys are doing well with your families and everything. I really appreciate it. Come out and see your crazy ass. Deborah Coco, good morning. It's always good to know that there's somebody. John Redo, good morning. Good morning. Dwayne Proctor, brother, I love you. You are a fan of mine, and I'm a fan of yours. You bring good vibes. Delroy Isaacs, good morning. Let's see, Rick. Oh my God, I just saw him. I just saw his name there. Good Lord. Maybe later. I'm going to start eating a little bit more healthier, because I believe in the longevity of the body means that you have longevity with the soul, and the more peace you bring to your body, the more peace you bring to your soul. So for those of you who want to take me out of my character, by all means, bring your mic, bring your beats, and I will whoop that ass. Straight up and down, I got no problem. Okay? You're dealing with an expert wordsmith, and I can put words together as quicker than anybody. Freestyle. Alrighty? It might take you a minute, or it might take you a second or so to think of your freestyle. Okay? Okay? But I'm not going to sit and listen for a whole hour of diatribe that goes nowhere and means nothing. What I will listen to is skill, depth of vocabulary, and most important, your delivery. You got that, then you're an MC. If not, just rapping. Or as the last voice was saying, about party and bullshit and party and bullshit and party and bullshit and party. All right, I'm out of here, Facebook. Thanks for having me. I'm out of here, YouTube. Okay, thank you for your time and everything else, but most importantly, you guys have yourself a safe and blessed day, and more importantly, never let anyone take you out your shine unless they're looking for one of these across their nose. For KTNG 860 AM, this has been your boy, the GTR, underneath the 101 freeway all day, and if you don't know, I'm giving you the key to open the door so you can walk on down through this corridor. I'm talking about Inglewood, Crenshaw, Baldwin Hills, Lamert Park, get a pass. Alright, downtown LA, Watts, Compton, South Pasadena, East LA. Bring it up the ass, y'all low to the ground, and that's how y'all be bound.